This is Moshe coming to you from Israel and the Galilee where I live. First, I'd like to give you a simple warning about a lot of news out there, okay? People that don't live in Israel that are broadcasting all these news stories about Israel, number one, are getting the information typically 12 hours or more late. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they're not in Israel. They don't really know what's going on, okay? What I do to get the news is I read Arab social media in Arabic and I translate it to English on my Instagram, on my Telegram. I update this with like 100 or 200 updates a day while it happens, okay? I get the real-time alerts when there's an infiltration, when there's a missile, a mortar, a rocket, a UAV, a drone, anything. And I also show you on Telegram how to get these real-time updates for free on Telegram. So if these people don't understand, okay, and the Bible prophecy teachers really don't understand, but the secular media doesn't get it, okay? And I hear all these rumors from my followers on Telegram and YouTube and Twitter and whatever, and they're they're getting bad news, okay? All right? The media doesn't give it to you, and if they do give it to you, it's a half a day old. And by the time you get it, it's out of date. So if you want to follow me on Telegram, my email address is israelgiving7@gmail.com. Israelgiving, one word, with the digit 7@gmail.com. You need to get the Telegram Messenger app, which is free. Send me an email, just put in the subject header Telegram, and I'll give you an invite link to join the Telegram group. They have over 700 million members. I've been there for a few years, and I don't know of anybody that's had any problems with Telegram. Moving forward. The war is expanding. We just attacked Syria last night because they launched some terrorist group launched some missiles into the Golan Heights. Some of them fell in Syria and some of them fell in an open field. There was no damage or casualties, but we counterattacked vigorously and several soldiers got killed. There's an Iraqi militia group that has threatened to attack the UAE American forces and the Kuwait American forces. I would give it a 95% chance that they fulfill. See, I live here. I know how they operate. They say they're going to do it, and to increase their credibility and get more followers, they do it. And it's the amount of troops in UAE and Kuwait vary. I've seen them go between 2,500 and 5,000. And they're probably spread around other bases. There's approximately 10 bases in Iraq and Syria that the Americans have. And in the last week, maybe, or less, these 10 bases have had 15 attacks from various terrorist groups, mostly Iraq militias, which tie to Iran and Hezbollah and so forth, okay? And America's moving massive resources into the area, many airplanes, aircraft carrier groups, Great Britain's sending warships, Greece has sent warships. I'm sure more countries will send warships. Special forces are here in Israel and in the immediate area, and it's going to expand, okay? Biden is still working on diplomatic solutions, and everybody in Israel is pretty well aware that that's not going to work, okay? The Hamas people, with their over 200 hostages, are saying that they'll release the hostages if Israel stops the fighting in Gaza. I'm telling you, Biden cannot put a lid on this, okay? The Israeli people know, and the Israeli military know, that if they stop and we withdraw our troops, will they ever really release the hostages? I tell you, it's doubtful. Okay? And they might only release part of them. And this is a ploy for them to begin negotiations. They're not going to say, okay, Israel said they'll stop, we'll stop. They're going to want a whole big thing with guarantees from Israel and America and all of this nonsense. Okay? And Israel's not about to do that. All right? Not going to happen. Biden is looking at Bible prophecy. America is going to, in the next brief period of time, turn against Israel. Okay? The Israelis not only want to wipe Hamas out, they also want to occupy Gaza. So this doesn't happen again. All right? Haaretz newspaper in Israel, which I want to tell you is a left-wing publication. It's a big one. They're online, and I think I don't know if they still have a print publication, but they're pretty big. They're not a little nothing. And they're telling us that there's dissent in the Knesset, which is our Congress, one-house Congress, 120 seats. And that Netanyahu is spending half his time trying to maintain his throne, are the words they used. And there's people that are wanting an investigation as to why this October 7th invasion attack happened. And Netanyahu ultimately is the one in charge. And there's dissent growing. The Labour Party the other day called for Netanyahu's immediate removal from the prime minister position. They say that he's listening to the military pretty good, but the military leaders are his people. There's a right-wing coalition in his government that will probably leave the coalition, which could cause a vote of no confidence unless Netanyahu gets Benny Gantz to throw in with him. And we don't know what Benny Gantz will do. He's a left-winger, and he's never done anything really spectacular. And I don't think Benny Gantz, it's like 50-50. He may side with Netanyahu, or he may think it's a better move to do a vote of no confidence or remove Netanyahu from office some other way. And then he has a high probability of taking the seat as prime minister. There's another guy in this so-called unity government, Eisenkopf, that I think that's his name, used to be a head of the IDF. He's much more aggressive than Benny Gantz. So the government is beginning to get divided here in Israel, okay? And the Israeli people are in no mood for Biden telling them that they got to, end this fight against Hamas. There's a precious little chance the Israeli people will do it. And there's precious little chance that Netanyahu can keep a lid on this. I don't think he can. Okay, and I think the other people in the government know that this is something that you're not going to put a lid on. To the Israeli people, this was another Holocaust. People were burned. Babies were burned. Families were burned. Children were executed in front of their parents. Parents were executed in front of their children. Burned alive. Okay, pregnant women had their babies cut out of them when they were alive. They were taken hostage. Women were raped. Houses were burned. Okay? It was Kristallnacht. It was a Holocaust. And the people in Israel, the military, take a march to Masada and they take an oath, never again. This is not something you're going to put a lid on. If they did the usual run and shot a bunch of rockets and not much damage was done, all right, but not this. Now, Biden is talking negotiations, but I think in the back of his mind, him and the Pentagon know that it's not going to work. You bring an aircraft carrier down to the Middle East, or 2 aircraft carriers and a bunch of destroyers and missile cruisers and submarines, etc. And you tell Iran, who's really behind these terrorist groups, according to America and Israel, that, we're mad, we're angry, we don't want other fronts opened, and blah, 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 and we're going to retaliate, and then you don't. What you get from them is you get a feeling that you're afraid to really attack us for whatever reasons. And then they just push harder. And that's the state that we're in right now. They're pushing harder. Now we got a front in Syria. We got a front in Lebanon. We got the Gaza front. Yemen has opened up a front, kind of sort of, with a big missile launch, which the American destroyer shot down, which could have been because they were in a war zone, so to speak, and they had their air defense systems on automatic. So when missiles come in and it's coming near them, automatically the countermeasures go after the missiles. And that could have been what happened. Or they saw these missiles were coming to Israel and they took them down on their own. We don't know. There's 2 versions of the story. I don't know which one it is. But they did take them down. And that was a good thing. And the Houthis are saying, we're not quitting. We're going to keep it up, and we keep our word. Okay? So what you've got here is it's growing. Okay? It's growing. It's not growing. It's growing. And people don't understand what this is. It's Zechariah 12, where they lay siege around Judah and Jerusalem, which is the amount of the land that we have now. Okay? And this is an unfulfilled war. And if you read, I think it's Zechariah 12:6, it says the chiefs or the governors of Israel, which really are the judges, are going to burn up the enemies on the right hand and the left hand. Now, who do you know who has fire coming out of their mouth but the 2 witnesses in Revelation 11? They're in this battle. Okay? We don't see the Israeli army in this battle, and we don't see the democracy government in this battle, and this battle is soon to come. It's on the way. Okay? It's coming, and it's coming soon. Real soon. It's expanding every day, every other day, every third day. It's growing and growing and growing. Is America going to fight against these, like Hezbollah and Iran and Yemen and the Syrians and Iraqis? Yes, they got to. The option is, what they want is they want America to leave the Middle East. If America leaves the Middle East, they'll leave America alone and just work on Israel. And if they get Israel, which is not going to happen, in Bible prophecy will not happen, then the whole Middle East is destabilized. They'll cut the flow of oil. Oil prices in much of the world, North and South America, Europe, and so forth, will double or triple and break the economies. So America's pretty much committed. And it's going to expand. And it's going to lead to the destruction of the daughter of Babylon in Jeremiah 50, 51, and Isaiah 47. That's going to happen first, and then Jeremiah 30, verse 11 is going to happen, which is also unfulfilled. You should read it. Jeremiah 30, verse 11 says the Lord's going to destroy all the nations that he scattered the Jews into. That cannot happen until the Jews have completed their captivity, which is not yet. Most of them are not living in Israel. The vast, vast, vast amount of them. And that also would include the 10 tribes. And if that happened before the destruction of the daughter of Babylon, America, it means that it wouldn't work. There would be nobody left to attack the daughter of Babylon. So the daughter of Babylon attack on America is coming very soon. And the open door policy with letting people in by all the major media is saying that there could be terrorists in America in large quantities. Okay? So these are the things that are going to happen. I do not think the church is going to be around after this, all 3,500 denominations, because every last one of them is preaching a cockamamie, screwed up prophecy to the people, and when they realize what's going to happen, they're going to say, whoa, what happened? Look at this mess I'm in, and the church was teaching me wrong. So there you have it. And you can go to my YouTube channel, look at the, they have horizontal tabs across the screen, and they say, video, shorts, live. My videos are in the live section, not on the videos, the live section. So that's what I have for you. I send my shalom to all those who love Yeshua HaMashiach.